No, her.
No.
Not you. Okay. I want you to get on the chair and stick it down here. Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. I'm trying to stay out of people's way.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Get over here like I told you. Here.
Okay, I had it zoomed in, but
Okay. So I'm going to say it. Start up when you're ready.
it's going.
All right, folks. This is the HY950, and we did a repair on the refrigeration, and we're getting ready to reinstall, which will be exactly opposite of what we did last time. We're pulling it out, so it's not a seriously difficult one to do. Just takes, once you do one a few times, you got a screw here. So first thing we're going to do is take the service tray off, delivery tray, whatever you want to call it. And by the way, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. We sure could use it. We'd like to be able to bring you a lot more of these, and we're going to see how it goes. And if I get the subscribers, there'll be more. If I don't get them, well, I won't waste my time. Okay, so screws set it somewhere convenient, and that's up here. A nice little tray there. So good to have an assistant, crippled like I am. So we got a couple down here. So this little piece here normally has a screw. I don't put them back in. They're not necessary. You got two more here. I don't put everything back because it's just what needs to be back. Done so many of them, you kind of know what's what. I'm an old dog. Anyhow, here we are. Now we take this little piece off. No big deal. There we go. Now, whenever I bring these in, I like to kind of think ahead how I'm going to slide it in so that I don't just, go in here and have to turn everything around and get up and down and all that. So the main thing is, this is a self-contained unit. Wow.
What is that?
Somebody added this. That ain't factory. Not factory. I don't know why they did that. I don't see any really use for it. Everything here should be sealed. Everything's here where it needs to be. Yeah, everything's fine. I don't recommend putting this. I don't know where to put it. There's not a place to put it. Leave those in there. Those are sponges. Yeah, don't take stuff out.
What are they for?
There's absorb water.
So condensation.
This fills up and then they evaporate. The heat from this and from the compressor will evaporate it. So that, just like your home unit at your house, you have condensation there too. All right, so folks, you can buy one of these carts here. They're cheap at Harbor Freight. Getting my fat leg past it. Okay, so what we got here, I got it set pretty much so that I can just go like this and it starts to go in automatically. See how it's going in? I've already got it on the edge, heavy parts of the compressor. So make sure that that's correct. This will all come into place when I get there, when it pushes there. There, that's perfect. That's what I like. And do yourself a favor when you do these. When you pull these out, get you a good air hose and blow this on. This is your condenser. This is your evaporator. So blow this condenser out. They may not look that dirty, but they're dirty. They got a lot of dust and stuff, and that always helps it to work better. Also, you're going to notice here, bring it in. There's a hole here. That's where all the wires are going to go through. We have one. Just going to go back the other direction. I like leaving as much as I can, and I just try to really only unplug these two. If you start unplugging all this area here on this relay, you're going to have to figure out where it went. That's not a good idea. Just don't do that. If you do happen to do that before, if if you decide you have to pull them wires, take a picture of them so you know what colors go where. This is a good idea. And that way you won't make a mistake that all rookies make and then have to figure it out later. So we don't want to burn anything up. Also make sure that you always power off the machine before you plug anything. Unplug, plug, better to power it off. That way you don't make that mistake. So now it's just a matter of sliding it in. We don't want to force anything, but it'll go. She'll go. Should be fine. It's self-contained. Has rubbers here. When it gets under there, that evaporator is going to blow straight up into the box. And so that's next. So when you're pushing it back in, just be gentle. Don't try to force anything. Don't bend anything. Do not crimp any of these copper tubing here after your repair guy fixes it. Because if you do, and you crimp one accidentally, like you're grabbing here or something, then you're going to end up having a problem. It's going to affect how it works. All right, here we go. Now, like I said, I don't put every nut and bolt back. But it's going to line up with another hole right here in a minute. Maybe. Yes, it will. Better. If you have to push on something, push on this compressor. Don't push on these aluminum fins too much. You can, but don't go crazy. That's what I'm getting at. I like to take these edges, get your thumb on them or something, like that. Get you something there. There, see how she's trying to go. All right, we're close. We're real close. That's about it. Should be flush in here, and that's what it's looking like. So now we'll open this door a little bit. Now I have tucked my wires that are going to go back on these two. I have tucked them in over here on the right side so he can still operate his machine without refrigeration while I was gone. And so we got to put those back. Just pull them back out. Get them right. All right, so we got one here. It's going to go. Now you could take it through this hole. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to do it this way. These two plugs, these are all plug and play. These things are a certain shape and they only go on a certain way. So you shouldn't, unless you force it, you should not be able to plug this in the wrong way. We have another one hidden away in here. There she is, I see it. Okay, so here comes number two. It's a 4-pronger. These HY900s and 950s are pretty much alike. I don't think there's much difference in their wiring. So now I got this guy, and he's going to go back through, and there's another little plug on that side, because I left it in here. I didn't unplug it there. So that's what we got. You don't want to confuse yourself and plug this in the wrong forward. Shouldn't be able to, but you might. Alright, so I'm going to plug that in over on the other side. You'll see it when you find it. Don't force anything, don't pull. Don't ever just jerk on stuff, because you'll pay the price sooner or later. Where are you? There it is. Good job. If you start being rough with it, you're going to break something. You're going to pull a wire loose, and then you're going to have to figure out how to get it rewired. Also keep your wiring away from the tracks so they don't run it into the tracks. I've seen that happen where the wiring goes into the tracks, and what happens is it gets in there after 5 or 10 or 20 times, it'll end up breaking a wire or something. He has an issue. So the first one will be on this first side. It's a little hard to get in there. It's not too bad. Usually. So let's see here. Let's see a little feel for it's directional. Yeah, there it is. If you look at the shape, you can kind of figure it out before you even start. Look at the shape of the plugs. That's how they plug and play. That's you messing it up.
The uniqueness aspect of it. Only one thing can get into like one.
Right. It can only go a certain way.
A little bit error-proof.
Yeah. Yeah, that way you don't have to remember. All right. Now, I gotta get down here to do it because I'm fat and old. When I was younger, I could just, seems like I could just reach under it. Now I can't. I can't see nothing either. Somebody give me a phone.
I can help you.
I need a little light. I'm blind too, I forgot that part.
Is this helping?
Yeah. Right plug. Yeah, maybe I got it upside down. I didn't think I did. I must have. Okay. All right, here we get her. This is always the hardest one. It's not that hard, just big fat hands and like that, you know. There she goes. She's in. She clicks. Nope, that did not click. Hey, why? Should have clicked in. Okay, come on. Come on. So be darned. What's it doing? Let me in like that.
You want me to try?
No. Yeah, I think it went that time. It looks all, let me see your phone. It looks all the way in. Is that all the way in? Okay. Has somebody else had this out before? There it went. That time it clicked in.
I heard
The
it.
little things grabbed.
Hmm.
That's what I wanted. Alright. One of those little mistakes can, you know, aggravate you if you're not careful with them. Let's see this. Yeah, that was the easy one.
Yeah. That,
So everything else is done. She should be ready. It'll have a delay on it. So when you start this thing up, it probably won't turn on right away. That's just how they are. They have a delay on the board, and they do that to protect it in case there's high pressure, head pressure in the refrigeration already, which there shouldn't be, but that's why they do it. Give it time to equalize pressures. Alright. Alright, folks, now it's a matter of putting everything back, which isn't a big deal.
should I turn it on though?
Yes, go ahead and turn it on. Once you're plugged in, you're fine to turn it on. Now what you want to do after you're done with this is you want to
This I can
Yeah,
flash, right?
hang on to it, but I don't think you're going to need it. If you get excessive water, like it running out or something, but I don't see why, because when it does, you slide it in, it should be tight against that hole, and you have everything there to make it tight. So should not be a reason that I can think of. And I'm not always right. I'm just about 99% right. So, what else can I think of? Oh, let it run for 3 days. Watch it close. You know, if I do solder joints for the customer, rarely does it happen, but it can have a real slow leak, or I test them on the bench. I leave them in a vacuum for a couple days. A lot of times it tests for a leak, and if it happens to not come on or something like that, that shouldn't happen. It worked on the bench, but that doesn't always mean it can be a relay, but I know this compressor was warm when I got it, so I know it was operating. So I don't believe it's a relay. I know it wasn't, because you had a really heavy dryer. I replaced the dryer on this unit. The dryer was very heavy. By the way, just to let you know.
What do you mean by dryer was heavy?
The dryer was heavy, had a lot of stuff in it. Had a lot of crap in it that it had caught. Because that's like the air filter for your car.
Yeah.
You know, and when you get a brand new one, I'll let you, if you were over there at my place, I'd let you feel the difference of how one in your hand compared to another in your hand feels. And you know, oh wow, you know, this is heavy compared to that one.
Mm.
And that's exactly right, because that's what they do. They're intended to do that. Nothing wrong with it. They're intended to do that. So,
By the way, what's the name of your channel?
hmm?
What's the name of your channel where you're putting all this content? How do I find you?
Oh, yeah, we're just starting it. She has one. We'll give you that information. You can go to,
but your videos are not on mine.
my videos will be, no, not on Lynn's. Lynn has another channel, which is very interesting. It's called Down On With Lynn. That's my wife's.
What do
You
you
go
talk
see her
about?
chickens and everything else. I'm going to have one called Vending Machine Repair. That's what mine's going to be called.
Are we done?
In fact, we're going to have one up this week.
Are we done?